Hello, welcome to the pilot edition of Relationship Matters. My name is Samuel Clifford. On this show, we'll talk everything relationship as it relates to marriage, romantic relationships, and everything that has to do with making your relationship or marriage successful. So, we're going to be talking about several topics, things that will help you make valuable decisions in your marriage or relationship to see to it that it succeeds, right? Relationship matters is everything as it relates to marriage and relationship, like I said before. And in this on this program, right, we're going to be answering several questions as they come. When someone asks us questions, I would drop an email address that you can reach us on to ask whatever questions that you think will help you understand better whatever discussion we have or we had on the program, right? We can either deal with the issues on air or we can reply your mail direct, depending on which how best would get that message back to you. If we see that your question is going to help some of our audience understand better, an issue they are facing, we might likely treat that issue online and discuss it with maybe our guests or people in the studio. Right, from time to time, we're going to be having guests visit us. We're going to be having guests come online and join us in discussing whatever topic it is we have to discuss for the day. So, for this pilot edition, I will be handling everything myself. Today, we're going to be discussing about compatibility. Right? For every marriage that is going to succeed, there has to be some form of compatibility between partners. What do I mean by compatibility? I mean a coming together of these two parties, irrespective of the differences, right? Being able to work as one. When you say something is compatible with this, with something else, it means that item A can fit in or work effectively with item B. More like when a man who is probably an extrovert marries a woman who is an introvert, right? The compatibility in that context means they understand each other and are able to work out whatever differences it is that their temperaments may come with. I don't know if that makes sense. Like an extrovert is one who is probably more external, right? They are external in their dealings with life, they're external in their perspective about life. And an introvert is more of an introspective person, one who internalizes a lot of things and so at the beginning of the relationship, probably, like it's popularly said, opposites attract, yeah? So it is not enough for both of you to attract. Compatibility is what sustains that relationship in the long run, because you might be attracted to someone in the sense that you admire the way they are outgoing, you admire the way they are able to make friends, you admire how easy it is for them to interact with others, right? You see that as a strength to your own weakness, so you are attracted to that person and you start a relationship with them or you get into a married relationship with them. Then in the long run, you see that these very same things that you admired at the beginning, right, might eventually become those things that will begin to piss you off. How do I mean? Your husband or your wife is the one who, they make friends easily, right? Now they are in a relationship with you. Because of the number of friends they have, it might become difficult for them to be able to focus or concentrate in dealing and in loving you the way you would want as an introverted person. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, for example, because they are extroverted and have too many friends around them, each time you're together, He's either on the phone picking a call, or someone is interrupting your conversation, or someone is interrupting your together time, a time you're supposed to be spending together, right? And that could become a problem in the relationship, because now that which attracted you to them, right, is no longer there. Is now so to say a weakness. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you saw them, you were attracted to them because of this trait. Now in marriage, you're beginning to see the extremes of that trait. So what compatibility does is helping you work with that person based on who they are. Compatibility means that you understand them for who they are and you are able to adjust each other, right? To be able to work effectively in such a way that you do not experience problems in the relationship because of that particular trait. I don't know if that makes sense, right? So it's an important fact. It's an important aspect of marriage or relationship that ought to be there from the beginning. You have to be compatible with this person. Make sure you're compatible with them before you go ahead, joining yourself in a relationship. Right? When it comes to a marriage relationship, as Christians, most of the time, we're told that divorce and separation, it's something we don't want to get ourselves involved in. More like divorce. The Christian view of marriage is that once you're married, and that is the way it should remain, which is a very good thing. However, in some situation, well, that isn't a topic for today, but when it comes to compatibility, right, in as much as when it comes to marriage, in as much as you're married to this person that you think you're incompatible with, right, and divorce is not an option for you because you really want to make that marriage work, maybe for religious reasons, maybe for personal reasons, whatever be your reason, right? It is important to note that that marriage is not doomed. I don't know if that makes sense, right? In as much as there's no compatibility or you're beginning to experience compatibility problems, that does not mean that relationship has failed. Compatibility problems can be worked out. That is the truth. Everything as it relates to being able to work effectively with someone you call your partner, right? Everything as it relates to that is possible when you come together and choose to work out your differences. Compatibility means that I understand this is how you are. I understand this is you. You are different from me, and I accept you for who you are. I make adjustments to fit or to be able to accommodate that aspect of you that is seemingly contrary to my person. Not contrary in the sense of contrary in the word, more like that aspect of you that is different from me. Right? For example, when it comes to physical compatibility, as a matter of fact, there are 4 key areas in our relationship where we must strive for compatibility with our partners. And that is the spiritual aspect of our relationship, the physical aspect of our relationship, the emotional aspect of our relationship, and the psychological aspect of our relationship, right? Now, I would want to focus on the aspect of spiritual compatibility because in most cases, we'll see that people's ideas or notion about life develops from their spiritual part. Like their view about life is based off on how they see this life from their spiritual perspective. I don't know if that makes sense. Like whatever knowledge we have today, whatever moral values we have, is either from the religious point of view or from the non-religious point of view. Right? So one who is religious, or one who is a Christian, or one who is a Muslim, or someone different from you, right, might have a different viewpoint about God and spirituality and views about life than you are if you are a Christian. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, you're a Christian, right? And you're married to someone who is a Christian, right? But their viewpoint about life is that from okay, let me put it this way. You're both Christians, right? One is a Pentecostal, one is a Catholic. The views about life and the way you would see life in general might differ because of the beliefs that you have based off on that religious view. I'm trying to see how best to communicate this, right? Spirituality, spiritual compatibility means being able to approach the concept of God from a viewpoint where both of you can come in agreement in prayers and be able to receive answers to your prayers. I don't know if that makes sense. We are spiritually compatible with someone who probably shares a viewpoint with you or have come to understand your viewpoint about spirituality and are willing to let you be you without seeing it as a problem, right? As Pentecostals, we believe that when it comes to the praying, speaking in tongues, right? To us, that is something we cannot live without, because that is the manifestation of the Holy Spirit through us, right? But for some other person from a different religious, scriptural, Christian background, speaking in tongues might be gibberish to them, right? And that in itself can cause problems in a marriage. It can cause problems in a relationship, because when that partner who believes in speaking in tongues or spirituality begins to speak in tongues, their partner who don't believe in it might begin to think them as mad or see them from a different perspective. I don't know if you get me, but when you're able to walk around it and say, oh, okay, this is what you believe, help me understand what this is all about. I am trying to understand, not because you're trying to convince me to join you, no. But you're trying to make me see how or what this is all about, so I can respect that opinion, respect your viewpoint, respect how you see things from your own perspective, right? That is what it is. Spiritual compatibility deals with we being able to work together as one unit to the point where your spiritual relationship is working together as one. I hope that makes sense. So, irrespective of the fact that both of you are of different religious backgrounds or beliefs, spiritual compatibility is being able to understand your viewpoints about spirituality and being able to tolerate or appreciate each other without letting that aspect be a problem. I hope that makes sense. So, for those who are yet in a relationship, it is important, who are yet to be in a relationship, it's important to try as much as you can to check out if your partner's religious perspective or spiritual perspective is something you can accommodate. Because it is not enough to get into a relationship, right, and not accept your partner's view about spirituality. It doesn't mean you have to go with them. It doesn't mean that you have to think like them. What it simply means is that you are understanding of their perspective to spiritual matters. Well, I hope that has helped you today. Understanding the importance of spiritual compatibility in relationships. Join us in our next episode for the physical, where we'll be talking about the physical compatibility. This is our pilot episode, so definitely as we go, we're going to be making adjustments and fine-tuning a whole lot of things and making the show a better one. Thank you for listening, guys. See you in the next episode.